What if Germany fielded a jet-powered night fighter so advanced it may have inspired American aircraft design for decades to come? Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and little-known aircraft projects of the Second World War, the Arado-E.583, a cutting-edge design born in the final desperate months of the Third Reich. The aircraft would never be built, but its legacy may have lived on longer than anybody wants to admit. To understand the E583, we have to go back a little bit farther in history. The story starts with the Arado-E.583, a German aircraft manufacturer with a reputation for pushing boundaries. They were, after all, the company behind the Arado-AR-234, the world's first operational jet bomber. In 1945, Arado was tasked with developing a new jet-powered night fighter. But this was not the first attempt. The E583 grew out of an earlier project called the E581, a tailless single-beam night fighter design. Before that, the E555, a study for a multi-beam long-range bomber, was originally looked into. Each project fed into the next. Arado's engineers were building on their own researching, refining, and improving with every single design. The E581 had one critical flaw. Its Heinkel's HES-011 jet engine, integrated directly into the fuselage, produced a not inadequate amount of power. Due to the long air intake and the large hull surface, it just wasn't fast enough. So Arado went back to the drawing board. In January of 1945, new guidelines were issued for the optimal night fighter solution. Arado responded with not one but two project designs under the overall designation 583. These were the AR-1 and the AR-2, or, easier to remember, Project 1 and Project 2, as they were both presented simultaneously. The AR-1 was the more ambitious of the two, built on the earlier E581-5 draft, but with significantly larger dimensions. This was designed as a tailless aircraft, meaning it had no traditional tail. Instead, the ailerons doubled as horizontal stabilizers, with two rudders each mounted on the top of the wings. It was extremely unconventional for the time. When experts reviewed the design on the 20th of March and the 21st in 1945, they criticized the drag generating engine intakes in the large surface area. Arado took notice. They changed the design, adding more room, and actually room for a third crew member and more fuel. A further variant received smaller, more swept wings for better performance, but for the AR-1, the results were quite impressive at the time. There was a three-seater option, but we're going to go into the two-seater option. Two-man crew, a length of about 13 meters, around 42 feet, a wingspan of 18 meters or 60 feet, two Heinkel HES-011 semi-hull jet engines. The estimated top speed is around 810 kilometers per hour or 500 miles per hour. Very fast at the time. The range is debated. 3,600 kilometers with a 2,000 kilogram bomb load is the agreed upon range, with a surface ceiling of an impressive 13,000 meters or 43,000 feet. The range and speed combination would have made this one of the fastest aircraft to have ever flown in the 40s. This was very appealing to the Germans, but the Arado-2 was the more practical sibling. It featured swept wings and drew heavily from the Arado-234. This plane was considered easier to make and to bring into service, but it was a little bit slower. The maximum speed was around 775 kilometers per hour, which is still very fast, but it fell short of the AR-1. Now, this is where I'm getting into how it inspired designs into the future. These are claims, they are contested, but the AR-1 variant did inspire the American-Val F-7U-3 Cutlass, a swept-wing, tailless carrier jet, which did enter U.S. service in the 1950s. The visual similarities are striking. Both airplanes are tailless, both have distinctive twin-rotor arrangement above the wings, both are swept-wing layout with an unconventional approach to flight control surfaces. However, though, William C. Schofield, head of the Aerodynamic Research Department at Vought, denied any connection to German research. He stated Vought's design was 100% independently developed. Was he telling the truth? We don't really know. Probably not, though. As you know, Operation Paperclip would later be mentioned and brought out and declassified, where we sent German aeronautical research and German engineers to help design our stuff. So, in conclusion, it probably was an inspiration, and I believe Cutlass definitely did copy off of it. But I can't say for sure. What I can say for sure, though, is the Arado-E.583, while it never flew, it just didn't have a chance. The design was being refined in early 1945. Germany already lost the war. The factory was being bombed, fuel was running short, and the engineers who may have built this plane were weeks away from defeat. So it never had a chance. But the plane did bring aerodynamic information to the United States. They might debate that, but I truly do believe it's true. Overall, though, this is one of the coolest and most unknown airplanes, and it was very fun reading about this thing. I hope you enjoyed this video too. Please like and subscribe for more of these. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.